Hello, Your Honor, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki. I'm also the host of SoulGarden.me, a remarkable space for souls like you living their brightest. Come on down. We got a new office hours I want to announce called Office Hours SG After Dark. It's our first prime time. It goes live 6 p.m. on Monday Pacific, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. So this is a nighttime. Come on down. It's hosted by Jenny Watson, our village chief of Soul Garden, and I, Marcella, who's our Gemini, and she is our hostess with the mostest on the site. So this is a fun group of girls, I bet, in chat room. So I'll be there, Wonka. Now we got lots going on. The sun has switched into Leo over the weekend, and that means we are now on to two new topics, really three stories if you want to know. Astrology is pretty deep, and people always say it's too vague. Actually, it's very deep. It's just we have to choose what we report on as astrologers. Really, there's always three stories going on. So now the sun moves into Leo, which means the Earth story, the story that we all share together, is now shifting to I love, trying to connect to our I love state of awareness, trying to connect to the love in our life, try to have more love in our life, more shine, more brightness, more fun. I love is the fun, is the only really fun state of awareness if you want to know the truth. All the others are here to support love, right? Love is what makes the world go round. Then if you are a Libra, I love then shifts to your place in the world. Librans have got to be in the world. They've got to be public. They've got to be active. That's where they find their love. If they're not in a group of people that love them, they don't feel like they can love themselves. As a Libra, your connection to source love is directly proportional to your connection of feeling like you belong in the world. And that's a private journey, no matter what society is saying or not saying. And that's what we're going to work on. Now, there's a third story always going on, which is your rising sign story. And that's the story if you're watched over by the guardian agency that we help with you. So that's what that is value is that third story that I can't report without knowing your date of birth. So this month, we're moving into the I love state of awareness. This is the green energy, if you don't know, and the heart chakra. This is the heart chakra vibration. So we're going to be strengthening our heart chakra, and we'll be working on that green vibration, which is healing. All plant vegetation is green for a reason. It is the color of love, if you didn't know. On Monday, what we're doing is we're beta testing the love. So that means, are you feeling the love in your life? Are you feeling the love in the are you feeling the love? Are you feeling joy in your life? Are you feeling like you're rewarded in your life? Is your life fun? And if your life isn't fun, then we got to look straight at your social context. That's what this whole thing will be about. So whether or not you belong, do I belong? Do I feel like I belong? I don't feel like I belong here. These are all the big questions that start popping up in the beginning of Sun and Leo. That is what it is with social context, and that's really what you're going to get to at the end of this month. The Librans as a tribe are going to see themselves in the world differently. Hopefully a new way that allows you to love yourself more and allows you access to more love and probably more love from the world. You do like the world loving you. You love yourself the most when the world also happens to love you. That's that dynamic relationship obsessed Libra, right? So on Monday, are you feeling the love? That's really the question. The moon is in Libra, so the universe is feeling you. Your emotions and your ego are working side by side. You're very charismatic. And during the course of the day, there'll be a burst of passion, or for you, it might be a burst of arrogance. The moon crossing over Mars in Libra is going to actually give you an emotional rip, or a ride, or a bump, or an action that will happen. Mars is really a push to action. Now, as you well know, you've got till your birthday of this year to get Libra 2.0 online. And this emotional burst with the moon crossing Mars might just be a push to get there, an emotional burst. But that moon is opposing Uranus in Aries, which means whatever burst you have with ego, it must be directly balanced with your approach to marriage, your approach to marriage, your approach to justice at large. So it's a test of getting going forward with Libra 2.0, but not so much that you squash everyone in your life. That's the trick of Monday. On Tuesday, things are a lot more emotional. The moon rules the day, but it is in your sign, so it's sunny and super cool for the Librans. It's also a day of learning and maturing. The moon will cross over Saturn during the course of the day. That will be a point where your emotions and ego have got to find a new check. Since the moon is in your sign, no matter what is triggering you in your social life, this month's lesson, you're going to find that your ego may or may not want to overreact or react at all. So with the moon crossing Saturn today, something will likely make you react differently, or you'll find that you have to react differently or not react, which might be different. But it's about growing up. It's one step toward that Libra 2.0, and the step that it is towards the Libra 2.0 has to do with when your emotions trigger your ego or vice versa. However, there's other things going on that that conjunction is directly trining into Venus in Gemini. So what this overall tells us is that as you move forward and mature with ego issues, you'll find that your opportunities open up, your beliefs open up. That in fact, a lot of you may have been feeling limited in your possibilities in life, which means that you didn't know you had other options. And what this trine says is you didn't have other options because your ego was shut down and closed-minded in itself. It was saying, no, 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 I know best already. So on Tuesday, that might start to open up as the moon rules the day, but remember, in the background, you're really looking for the love. On Wednesday, we're feeling the love. The moon is still in Libra, so you're feeling good. I think you're still feeling sunny and cool. But today, Jupiter rules the day, so today is really exploring your options. So you want to explore your options in your social context. Social context, by the way, does include our friendships, our reputation, the job title we take, our social status. Do you drive this car? Do you drive that car? Do you have this big of a donkey? Do you have that big of a donkey? Depends on where you're in the world, but there's social status issues and symbols. It has to do with where you feel like you belong, over there or with them. So in this early chapter, you're really shopping for where you belong or shopping for why you don't belong where you currently are. The more you understand why you don't is going to help you to where you do. And Wednesday's about all of that. Right? Moon still in Libra gives you that perspective of strength and probably some courage, but we also have a double yod on Wednesday. Now we saw this other yod with Pluto at the pinnacle last week. The Pluto retrograde, in essence says everything rotates around you taking care of yourself differently, you taking responsibility for your own emotional nurturing, not putting your emotional nurturing onto a successful relationship, not putting your emotional nurturing onto your parents. Putting emotional nurturing onto you is one of the big yod secrets that God's pointing to. But this other yod secret, which is circled by the Sun conjuncting Mercury in Leo, and up to what? Pluto again, and also in this case, Neptune in Pisces, what this says to you is, hey, if you want to find your place in the world, we've got a yod clue for you. The yod clue is quite simple. You are to, once again, take responsibility for yourself. That is utmost and foremost incredibly important, I think, for it all to happen. And secondly, be open to how your life will work or how your life will feel. In other words, use your intuition to find the right feeling in the moment and the right perfection in the moment. In other words, you'll know it when you feel it. In other words, open yourself up, know when you feel it, and that's where you'll start to find your place in society. There's a lot to think about there. Thanks, God. Thanks, Yod. Then we move on to Thursday. Thursday is a breakdown day. Uranus rules today, so we're going to have a breakdown. In other words, wherever you're fooling yourself with reputation or public or whatever, or maybe the movie comes out and you get all your reviews and everyone's like, boo, hiss, but it's a day of reality. Whatever built on false expectations, false premise, false ideas, breaks down. We are talking about friendships, the way you thought, the title you wanted. Maybe you're going for this job and you didn't get it, but it's something that unfortunately disappoints. Now the moon moves into Scorpio, so you're not feeling the strength of the moon in your sign, and you're hyper-focusing on your self-esteem or values. So it might be an issue that hits you both in the pocketbook and in the face when it comes to society, but it is revealing where we need soul work. Then we get to Friday. Friday's actually not a great day, but it's not yesterday, so I'll take it. And that's really a Mercury ruled day. Mercury is retrograde still. Moving backwards, we're going to create that scissor effect as the two cross each other and they're on their way. That's when we get full clarity. But the retrograde is saying, okay, let's look at our place in the world. So Friday is a processing day. Talking to friends, figuring things out, maybe obsessing on Facebook, whatever your society represents at this stage of the game. Moon's still in Scorpio, so you're still kind of emotionally obsessed with value, money, manifestation, etc. And I want to point out this trine that goes between Saturn and Mercury in Leo up to Uranus in Aries, which says there's going to be this simultaneous back and forth development going on for Librans, where every time you step into the right place in society, you've got to innovate the way you look at marriage and relationships. So in some cases, you are blinded in the world because you're out there looking for the wrong relationship. And if you're open to better, different, innovative relationships, your ability and perspective in the world may open. And that is the beautiful trine that we get on Friday. Then on Saturday, Venus rules the day. So there's at least one rainbow Libra day in the week, and that's on Saturday. Your home planet Venus is ruling the day, so the whole planet is doing what you do best. It's a day off for you because Venus is coming around, and bringing justice. And bringing justice in order to your life as well. So if it's been chaos and just total frantic Facebook posts and tweets all week in your social battle, Saturday things chill out, or tweet out, right? So things will tweet out on Saturday. The moon moves into Sag, so you're very pensive, you can detach, you're not taking it so value personally, or self-love personally, so that's good, and you're in a good place to talk and communicate. But probably the biggest present from the universe besides Venus is the soul pyramid in fire, which is passion and inspiration. It's triggered by the moon in Sag, so you being pensive and in your head and processing is really what gets the soul pyramid working. And what it does is it trines in 3 areas of development. On the one hand, there's your social development with the Sun and Mercury over in Leo. On the other hand, there's Uranus and Aries, which means that you are innovating your marriage. So quite simply, you're just starting to finally get it in your mind or with your emotions how to innovate relationships and see a new perspective in the world at the same time. Innovate, see, and emotionally, intellectually, I think Saturday you're getting it. Then Sunday, we are Neptuning it. That means we're logging into our higher self. It's a very spiritual day in a very Christian United States Sunday church kind of way. So we're really kind of feeling that vibration, which is not a bad thing. We're logging into our higher self, and we're trying to figure out where to go next. So for you, after this whole introductory week of where you belong or don't belong, who your friends or aren't your friends, which means this is your access to love in life, your ability to love, your ability to love yourself, your ability to have love. Don't have fun or belonging, can't feel love. Well, on Sunday, you're really starting to really wrap up the week and see what you didn't understand and begin to intuit where you should go next, which will begin the next horoscope. There's also a little epiphany that happens with the moon in Sag, which will oppose Venus in Gemini for a while during the day. This will be a resolution, I think, between your attitude and certain thoughts you have and a continually opening mind that's going on with Venus in Gemini. You are continually starting to see the world very differently. And you're going to, as Jupiter goes through this space, you're going to really be a different religion, different philosophy, different perspective in a full year, summer 2013. So that is part of it. So as you open up to new beliefs, you open up to a fresh and happy mind. All right, Libra, sometimes I'm just weird. But I'll see you in 7 days with more. There's something wrong with your TV set. Stay tuned, folks, for your next fun on Soul Garden. Until next week, live, love, be.